Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, the fact that the Ooni of Ife has a new Olori is no news. This happened in October 2018 when he took the then 25-year-old, probably 24-year-old at the time, Ondo-born Naomi Oluwaseyi to be his new bride and queen. The Ooni of Ife, of course, is in his mid-40s, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It is still age appropriate, in my opinion, but really, that is not what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video. What I did want to talk to you guys about is what an extraordinary person this Naomi Oluwaseyi is. So she's an extraordinary person, have absolutely no doubt about that. Now, Olori Naomi left university barely completing her first year because she claimed to have heard the call to minister. She left the university age 18 to start her own ministry called Herald in Akure, the capital city of Ondo State, her native state. Now, the ministry pretty much started to grow rapidly from the start and continues to grow exponentially pretty much up to the point that she became queen. So now, and it probably still has continued to grow, but I cannot give you details on that. So now, let's pause for a moment and reflect on that. This young girl, and I think it is fair to describe her as a young girl at age 18, had the courage, and some might even say the audacity, to drop out of university age 18 to start a ministry and to think that is the direction of travel that her life should follow. Now, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when she was having that conversation with her parents, and when you also reflect on how hierarchical the Nigerian society is, with age forming a key part of that hierarchical structure, and how deferential the society also is to religious people, you can only then imagine the spectacle of all these people old enough to be her grandparents, never mind being her parents, most of them having to kneel down and prostrate in greeting, calling her ma, and I wonder if they even call her Mommy G.O., because they do have that tendency within the Nigerian church system to do that. As I said, this young lady is an extraordinary person. She rose through the ranks of, within the Nigerian Christian church structure, and by the Nigerian Christian church structure, I mean the Nigerian Christian Association. So she rose through the ranks within the Nigerian Christian Association, an association noted for its fierce politicking, to be positioned to lead a Christian association delegation to the Ooni's Palace. Again, you have to remember she would have been 22, 23 at this time. And as soon as the Ooni set eyes on her, of course, we all know what happened next. Now, there is nothing to read into the fact that the Ooni was taken by Naomi. She's a strikingly beautiful young woman, and pretty much every heterosexual male will probably have been struck by her. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing to be read into that. Now, it is fair, though, to say that the Ooni of Ife is an Abami Eda. There's no shades being thrown there. There's no disrespect. The Ooni of Ife is the Arole of Odudua, the custodian of all Yoruba deities. It is fair to say that the Ooni of Ife is virtually a spirit being. At least that is the reading within the Yoruba context. So now, let's recap. We have this young lady, 24, 25, the founder of a rapidly growing church, which she founded age 18, and a key functionary of the Nigerian Christian Association, leading a delegation of that association to pay a courtesy visit to the Oni of Ife, the custodian of all Yoruba deities, and in the course of that visit, developing a relationship with the king, which very quickly turned into a marriage, and before you know it, she was queen. I mean, it's outstanding. It is truly extraordinary stuff. It really is. So now we have a situation. Here we have a young lady who was so moved by a spirit to serve that she dropped out of university to set up a ministry. She runs into the Oni, the custodian of all Yoruba deities, and marries him. So, what we now have are two diametrically opposed belief systems converging to form a marriage. I mean, it's truly mind-blowing stuff. We have all, of course, seen the pictures of the marriage ceremony. Yes, we all have. We've seen the pictures of the marriage ceremony between the Oni and Naomi, with Olori Naomi having to step over some sort of blood as part of the marriage ceremony, which I guess is part of the rituals of marrying an Oni. So, the Oni has, of course, been married 2 times before. We all know that. This new marriage, though, being his latest one and hopefully the final one, and I'm saying hopefully the final one, and a lot of people are of the thought that this will be his final one, because everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people, there's the thought out there that in this Naomi Oluwaseyi, this new Olori, the Oni of Ife has finally met his match. An extraordinary woman, as I said, and I guess I am making this video to ask that question. Is there something of the night about this queen, or is it, as I said, she's just an extraordinary person? So there we have it. Princess, not princess now, this queen, Naomi Oluwaseyi, now the queen of Ife, and if by effect and by extension the queen of the Yoruba race. I certainly like her as a person. She's a delightfully striking looking person, very articulate. So I like her in terms of how she presents, but the exponential growth of her trajectory into the public space and the space that she now occupies within the Yoruba consciousness, and by extension the Nigerian space, and by extension the black race, the position that she now occupies. And if you look at the landmark moments in her life and the ages that she achieved them, and the decision processes that's left to that, then it then begs the question that is she propelled by a greater force? Is she an outstandingly gifted person? Well, she is actually. I don't really think there can be too many questions about that. She is an outstandingly gifted person, but is it just that she is propelled by the gift of her being and her ability to intuit? Because intelligence, of course, is not linked to education. She is educated, but intelligence is not necessarily linked to you having some sort of certificates to certify you as being intelligent. Being intelligent, just to digress, I used to have this great aunt, can barely read and write. She used to sell clothes, but you take out your calculator and she'll tell you what the sums are, and then you punch into your calculator for 5 minutes. Then 5 minutes later, you'll arrive at the figures that she gave you immediately the question was asked, because that's her trade. So definitely, education and intelligence are not necessarily things that are twinned. So I digress. But she is an outstandingly gifted person. She is superbly well-rounded, very, very well-spoken, very striking, outstandingly beautiful. But if you look at the trajectory of her being, then you have to ask some pertinent questions. Is she propelled by her intuition, or is she propelled by a force greater than her being? So these are the questions that I'm putting out there. Olori Naomi, the queen of the Yoruba race. So the question has been asked, and the conversation is had in the comment section, as you well know. So now we meet there and we carry on this conversation, because this is one that I would like to tackle with you guys. So let's have that conversation in the comment section. So I'll leave you here and I'll meet you there, and you know the drill. Peace.
Missing someone, love with all your heart. Missing someone, love with heart. How much you miss it, and you miss it. From the start, and you did right from the start. Missing someone is as normal